Hello, everyone. First, I would like to say I'm sorry I'm not showing my face in this video just because I'm still not used to make videos and putting them online. So, this video is about my experience with VIPKID's hiring process. Well, I applied for a teacher with VIPKID on December 2017, I think. The reason I applied for a teacher teaching children, this is because I love children in general. And I have some satisfaction to see children learning and giggling. Moreover, I enjoy teaching and sharing my knowledge with others. I'm quite comfortable with Chinese culture because I have Chinese friends, and one of them has a special needs kid. I interacted with him multiple times, and it was so much fun and pleasant experience. So to go back to my VIPKID's application, VIPKID requested from me to send them an express video, and I did. Then they invited me to do the mock class 1. I took this opportunity seriously for many reasons. The main reason is because when I was a child, I had a teacher that was a little harsh on everyone. And this experience stayed with me until today. I felt a little bit traumatized by that teacher. Therefore, I wanted to make sure the children's experiences with me are memorable experiences in a very positive way. Second reason, anything I try to do, I'll do it as best as I can, so I end up giving 100% of my time and energy. So I put lots of time and energy on preparing this mock class 1. Then comes the interview. I also rearranged my home office to adjust it for teaching kids. So I really spent lots of time and money buying some adapters for my MacBook, very expensive adapters. I bought a whiteboard. I can show it. It's in the other side now, and some prompts in for the the background. So to go back to the mock class 1, I made sure I had a good lighting. My face and hands were in full view all the time. I had some TPR. I had lots of energy during the class. I corrected the student each time the student made a mistake. and I make sure I correct him after he finished reading. I engaged the student with questions and gave him the opportunity to participate in the class a lot, in both mock class 1 and mock class 2. And I corrected the student all the time in both classes. I read new words at least 3 times. I think 3 times, not at least 3 times, but 3 times. Then I invited the student to repeat after me. I encouraged the student to read, circle, and I was putting in practice I do, you, we do, and you do model. I used 2 rewarding systems, and I tried to motivate the student with a good job, bravo. One thing I've done differently than the normal classroom is the fact I used digital prompts. It was actually, I can show it to you right now. It was a presentation that I prepared with animated pictures and bright colors. So, yeah, for example, okay, I'm gonna show it right now to you. You will see what I mean. So I used this kind of prompt or prompts, and yeah, I was saying to student, and I was making sure my face and hands as well as this showing all the time on the screen. I was saying, tomato, a tomato, I see a tomato. Can you circle a tomato? And then a good job when he circles. Then I see, let me adjust the light in here. I see. What do you see? And then, true, this picture is not the best picture to say I see an elbow, but I try to help when he couldn't figure out what's this. I see an elbow. Can you circle an elbow? And then I see a robot. It shows a robot, and he didn't understand it, the mentor as well. So I have to say a robot. And then I've asked him to circle it. I see a table. He didn't understand a table, and he was saying, "Oh, what's that?" Like, eight. I was saying to him, "A table, a table." I was even pushing this and saying a table, and he didn't seem to understand that. And I see a ruler, and I see a tongue. What do you see? Things like that, things of this nature. So I really spent a lot of time trying to explain this to him because he didn't seem to understand what is in the picture. So, and then I kept going with my lesson until I used my 15 minutes. And then he said, let's do some feedback. So, yeah. By the way, when I was using this presentation on my other computer, I was also using the VIPKID's PowerPoint VIPKID's PowerPoint lesson. So I was also going through each slide one by one. Yeah. So, and there were reasons for which I've had this presentation. Um, a first reason because I believe that adding animations to simple prompts, it's giving them a life and will more engage the student. This is what I believed at the time. And I also thought, because I've seen so many videos online saying teachers are getting lost in their prompts. There are a couple of teachers who raised this problem. And so I was saying it will be a good idea to save my time, to save myself some time. So I developed this one rather than wasting time during a class. And I spent quite some time developing it. So, yeah, that's the second reason. The third reason, what was the third reason? Adding some animations. Yeah, third reason, there were some of my notes on the presentation, which is guiding me through my teachings. So I thought that this will help my teachings. And possibly there are other reasons that I didn't, just doesn't come up right now in my mind. So after I finished my 15 minutes, the mentor gave me his feedback. He said that he was very confused with the presentation. By the way, during those 15 minutes, when I've noticed he was making me like spending lots of time explaining things, even with the TPR, he was not understanding the table, robot, an elbow, even though I was doing with some TPR and he didn't seem to understand. So during those 15 minutes, I even pushed my computer away and tried more TPR. And then when I need to show anything in picture on my computer, I show him picture and then I push it again away. So I realized that he was acting as he did not understand, and possibly he want to tell me adjust to the student. Let's suppose the student is confused, right? So I tried to do some adjustments during those 15 minutes. So after that, he said he was confused with the presentation, and I was a little bit behind, and I felt I was behind because he made me spend lots of time explaining things. Even with the TPR, he didn't seem to understand robot. He didn't seem to understand elbow. He didn't seem to understand a table. He understood a ruler. He understood probably tongue. I don't remember that, but I remember ruler. He understood it. So he gave me his feedback, and I tried to implement it during the 10 last minutes. So I used more TPR.